Hi everybody, Tony No Gus No Gluten. Top of the afternoon to you. Today we're going to be making a Swiss roll cake gluten-free. Never made it before, so I attempted back there. I don't know. I should use my noggin here and do the things the way I would do it. So I'm going to do this exactly like my pumpkin rolls on how to, I'm not going to follow the recipe on that. So I'm going to go ahead and get started, mix everything up again. And that there tastes good, but it says flip it out onto a towel. When on my pumpkin roll, I powdered sugar the cake, put the towel on top of it, then flip it with the towel. That said to flip it onto a towel, and things happen. So, all right, I'm going to start by separating 4 eggs, yolks, whites, yolks, however, but all right, I'll do that and I'll bring you back. All right, well, I got a double yolk in one, so it was 2 small yolks, so I just left it in there. All right, and my egg whites, we're going to use those to fold in. So now we're going to sift 3/4 cup of flour, 1/4 cup of cocoa, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon of salt. So we're going to go ahead and sift all those ingredients together, and I'll bring you right back. All right, now we're just going to sift this all together. Then see why you sift it, as cocoa leaves big, not chunks, but balls in there. I said balls. All right, now we're going to add to this. I can get this lid on. The egg yolks, the sugar, the vegetable oil, the water, and the vanilla. So this, I'm just going to add everything in there. So we're going to add 3/4 cup of sugar, which I'm using Splenda. Anybody that watches my channel knows I'm a diabetic, so Splenda blend. I'm going to put that in there. And then 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil and water. All right, we're going to add all that in here. Put the paddle on. All right, we're going to mix that until combined. All right, now we're going to just scrape this up, and then we're going to beat the egg whites until soft peaks form, and then we'll fold this together. So when I get that done, I'll bring you back. All right, we're going to start whipping our eggs, or beating our egg whites till soft peaks form. All right, well that's whipping up. We're going to, the oven's preheated to 350, and we got a baking sheet lined. Now these are what I use for the pumpkin rolls. They're the jelly roll pans. Parchment paper, and it's sprayed ready to go. Okay, we're at soft peaks. Go ahead and do this in threes. And fold this in. It's a thick batter, so fold is not really an option for the first. Let's see if we can. For the first little bit here, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. It just seems like it's really thick. Maybe that's what you need for a Swiss roll. Never made one before, but all right, we're going to do the second. I mean, with the pumpkin rolls, you have the pumpkin for the moisture, and this really only had, 2 tablespoons of oil and 3 tablespoons of water, plus the egg yolks. But I don't know. All right, let's put that in a pan and find out. Again, this is just a jelly roll pan I use for my pumpkin rolls, and it is sprayed. Oops. It's hard to get every last little drop out of there. I mean, if it tastes half as good as it smells, it's going to be good. All right. And grab a offset spatula and smooth that out. And I'll be back. It's all smoothed out. Recipe says 12 to 14 minutes. I am going to check it in 10 minutes and we'll see what happens. All right, we'll be back. All right, that was 10 minutes. Toothpick inserted, come out clean. So I'm gonna let this cool for about 5 minutes, and then I'm gonna turn it out onto a towel that I'm gonna put cocoa powder on. just like a pumpkin roll. Instead of the powdered sugar, I'm going to use cocoa powder. All right, now I'm just going to sprinkle this at the top with cocoa powder, like I do with powdered sugar on the pumpkin roll. And I'm going to take the towel, cover it, and then tuck it like I do with the pumpkin roll. Get rid of that. And then hold tight and flip. Pan comes right off. Paper should come right off also. And now the recipe doesn't call for you to powdered sugar or cocoa powder this part, but I'm going to anyway, just to cover all my bets. All right. So we're going to fold in, fold up, and then just roll it. And then we're going to let this cool completely. And that's, I don't know, half hour, 45 minutes. And put it on a rack to cool. And then we'll start making the icing, or the filling. All right, while we're waiting for the cake to cool, we'll go ahead and mix up the filling. So the filling calls for the 5 tablespoons of flour and milk mixture, which I mixed that up. It says let cool completely. So on the stove is the 1 cup milk, 5 tablespoons of flour. Mix that up till it thickens, heat it up till it thickens, stirring constantly. And now we're going to add the 1/2 cup of shortening, 1/2 cup of melted butter, 1 cup of sugar, which I'm using the Splenda, salt, and vanilla. I'll get that all in there and I'll be back. All right, now we got the shortening, the butter, the Splenda, and the vanilla in here. And we're going to beat this until smooth. Yes, that looks fluffy. And then we're going to add the milk and flour mixture. And then we're going to beat that about 5 minutes. So I'm going to do probably half and then mix it up and do another half. All right, let's mix that up and see. The other half. I guess it wouldn't hurt to add it all at once, but just make sure it all gets mixed up. And then we're going to let this go for 5 minutes. And then we'll see what it looks and tastes like. And then I'll probably stop it halfway and then scrape down the sides. minutes. Okay, I'm going to scrape the sides, and then we're going to wait probably about another 10 or 15 minutes till that's cooled completely, and then we'll fill it. In the meantime, smoke them if you got them. All right, while we're waiting for the cake to finish cooling, we're going to make or get everything ready for the ganache. The ganache. So for the ganache is 2/3 cup semi-sweet chocolate chips, or the bars, 1/2 cup whipping cream, and 2 tablespoons of corn syrup. So the recipe recommended using the bars, but I got the chunks instead of the chips. You know, but we'll see. All right, and then we're just going to do that in the microwave. So I'm going to get that measured out. And we probably got, I don't know, maybe 10 more minutes for that cake to cool. So it's a little brisk outside, so I put it outside. Hopefully the neighborhood birds and cats and dogs and possums and coyotes and, you know, they're not out there having a feast. So, all right, I will get that measured out and I'll be back. All right, we heated that up. Now it said pour the chocolate. Let that sit for 2 minutes. And then while that's sitting, I went and checked on the cake. It's completely cool. And then we're going to add the corn syrup after 2 minutes. And I'll bring you back. All right, go ahead and mix that up until it's all incorporated. All right, that looks good. All right, now we're going to add the corn syrup. All right, just go ahead and unroll the cake. And then if you wanted to, you can get rid of some of it. Let's take our filling. Let's smooth it on. So turn it this way. All right, I think that's about good. All right, so I think I like using the powdered sugar instead of the cocoa better. Nope, it's ripping. So that tells me we probably baked this just a little bit too long. Get the excess cocoa powder off. And just face it, it's going to be messy. All right, we're going to put this on the wire rack. All right, now we got that mess cleaned up. I'm just going to go ahead and slowly pour this over the top. And let that run down a little bit. Well, do this. Oh, some icing came off. Put this back in so we can recoat it after it chills a little bit. All right, I'll get that in the refrigerator and I'll bring you back. Let's see, does it say chill at least 2 hours? All right, we'll see you then. All right, that's what it looks like. So it's going to go in the refrigerator for 2 hours, and we'll be back to see what it looks like. All right, well, it's been a couple hours, and we're now going to do the best part of doing a cooking YouTube video, is trying it out. All right, so let me get situated here, and we'll bring you back. All right, well, that's what it looks like. All right, so we're gonna try a piece of this. So I don't know the best way to cut this. Just go ahead with a knife. Just go straight down, I guess. We're gonna just do a little bit there to taste it. So I just took the end off. Looks pretty good. All right. Get rid of those. So, I mean, the end part, it's just good enough to taste. And save the big part for the important people. Ho, ho, ho. I think that turned out really well. Does it taste like a ho-ho? It do, it do, it do. That's good. All right. That was gluten-free Swiss roll. And I'll be taking this to Christmas Eve dinner to my family, because the other people, they get ho-ho cake. So they're going to be jealous. So, I mean, not bad for the first time. I think there's some things that, I can do a little bit better next time. Fill in this down here. But, hey, who cares what it looks like as long as it tastes good, right? Nah. But yeah, I mean, that's ho ho. Hey, hey, ho ho. So, all right, well, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. And I guess I'll be seeing you in the new year with some more exciting videos and more things that I haven't tried, but I'm willing to try. So, as you can see, Robbie Layton, he says, if you never quit, you never fail. So my first attempt at this failed, but I made, as Bob Ross would say, there's only happy accidents. So, no guts, no gluten. Until next time, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you next time.